Hello everyone. It's only been about a week and a half since my last trip with my mom and my sister. This time I'm headed up to Isle Royale again. I've been doing it every year in a row so far. This time my cousin Zachary's coming with me. He ran to get the car, go somewhere. I don't know. We're actually going all the way across the island this time. So really excited. We're going to be there for about a week. So currently we're up at the cabin, and he's total scattered brain right now with everything going on. So like I did in a video with my mom and my sister, going to go through some facts. So I call these tidbit facts. It's not a lot, just a little bit here, a little bit there, you know, because when I do my research, I like knowing where I'm going. So the island is 45 miles long by 9 miles wide. It's less than 15 miles from Canada, but it's considered part of the UP. And there's approximately 200 lakes and ponds. So when they were designing the borders or whatever, there's a little bit of a discussion whether or not they purposely drew it high or it was something added in. Who knows? There's a lot of history around the island. Humans arrived in roughly 7,000 BC. The Anishinaabe, I'm probably saying that wrong and I apologize, called it the floating island. That's one of the nicknames for it. Otherwise, they call it Minong, which means the good place. And the Minong Ridge is also one of the trails dedicated to the name of it. The the Aboriginal name Minong was first documented in 1672 with the Jesuit Father Claude Dablon's map of Lake Superior, or Loch Tracy, as he alternately called it. Like I said earlier, there were two possible ways as part of the U.S. politically through Benjamin Franklin over the Treaty of Paris, and then map maker's error drawing Canadian boundary. I kind of like that one a little bit more. Don't you think, Zachary? Yeah. Otherwise, Michigan has it because it was the first Lake Superior territory in 1837, and fishermen have used it as early as 1800 and simply call it the island. So, yeah. You ready for this, Zachary?
We'll find out tomorrow.
A whole week with me. You going to be able to manage that?
That's okay. Yes.
Okay.
Question about everything packed.
Yes, well, we went over at my dad, so. Yeah. Fingers crossed. So this time we're hitting the Ranger. We're going up to Houghton, and then we're gonna hit the Ranger 3. So gotta be there. I want to be there by between 7:30. Get a good parking spot because they have several tiers of parking, but obviously the one right in front of the dock fills up first, and I really want to get there. I don't want to walk far when I'm done, you know. Yes. So, all right. Oh, on our way up, ironically, we sat in the exact same spot we did 2 years ago with both of our siblings.
I didn't believe it, but Shannon pulled up the picture. Yeah, right there, same place.
Yeah, so I'll get that in here, but that's pretty funny. Ada Culver's the exact same spot.
Creatures of habit.
Right? All right, well, we're going to relax and get going, so I guess I'll see y'all in the morning. Well, good morning. Really early. It's about 4 a.m. We're just about ready to leave. Zachary's finishing up doing Zachary stuff. So, yeah, we are headed to the island. Our plan for today, obviously drive to Houghton, and then we're going to hop on the Ranger 3 and catch the 6-hour boat ride to Rock Harbor. So once we're at Rock Harbor, our plan is to hike to Moskey Bay. So that's about 11 miles, so not too bad. So, don't think I mentioned this before, but this is going to be an interesting trip. I'm kind of happy Zachary's with me because in February, I ended up breaking my ankle. So my backpack is as light as I can get it. I've done a whole bunch of stuff to make sure that I'm going to be fine. I got a brace with a whole bunch of stuff. But yeah, I ended up breaking my ankle cross-country skiing the week of the Berkey. So I'm a little annoyed that happened the week of the Berkey, but whatevs. So I got more fuel for next year to go even better, I guess. But yeah, we're gonna get going in a few minutes. So we'll catch you on the road. Before the Ranger 3, there were 3 other boats that were given to the National Park Service. In 1937, the U.S. Coast Guard gave 2 surplus ships. NPS-1, later called the Beaver, and NPS-2, later called the Ranger. Both were 70 feet wide and carried CCC crews, building supplies, food, and other supplies. The Beaver returned to the military during World War II, and the wooden vessel started to deteriorate because of World War II efforts, and it was later resold in 1953. The Ranger 2 replaced the decaying Ranger by a surplus Army mine layer, a 114-foot wooden hilled ship that defended the American harbors during World War II. From 1946 to 1958, it carried passengers and tons of cargo. It was sold in 1961 to the University of Michigan for use by its Great Lake Research Division. The name was then changed to Inland Seas, and it operated until 1973, until it was sold again to a private individual. The Ranger 3 is 165 feet long, 34 feet wide, and can carry up to 128 passengers. It has been operating since September 6, 1958, and it has 9 crew members to operate it. It is custom designed for the National Park Service to travel the 73 miles to Rock Harbor in 6 hours. And along the way, you actually end up passing the Rock Harbor Lighthouse. Rock Harbor Lighthouse was completed in 1855 and shut down in 1859 due to the copper decline. It was again rekindled in 1874 during the copper research and permanently closed in 1879. It was the first built on Isle Royale and marks the entrance. From 1928 to 1939, commercial fishermen resided there, and it was abandoned in 1939 when the park was established. One of the fishermen that resided there is the Edison Fisherman House. It is a historic folk fish camp located at the south end of Rock Harbor near Daisy Campground. Named for its last fisherman, Pete Edison, was used before by other fishermen and families. It contains the only on-fish campsite interpretive center, and it was constructed around 1890 by Louise Mattinson and John Anderson, who fished there through 1904 until they sold it in 1905. It's the most intact surviving example of a small family-operated commercial fishery in continuous use in the park. There's a lot more history you can learn about this on the National Park website, and many of the photos that you're looking at right now are actually from my father, who did a 10-day volunteer stint at Isle Royale and Well, we made it to Rock Harbor. How you feeling there, Zachary?
All right, but it's early.
Yeah, it is early. Got 11 miles till we hit Moskey, so here we go.
First board.
Uh-huh. Well, we made it past 3 miles, so I figure I'd give you a little bit of tidbit facts. So, let's see. Between Rock Harbor and Daisy, there's been several fires. They began reporting them in 1847. And in August 10, 2021, the Horn Fire from a lightning strike burned near Duncan Bay, Tobin Harbor area. Strong winds pushed it up the Greenstone. And August 31st, 2022, there's a Mount Franklin fire near 3 Mile. And that one's still under investigation. So right now we're looking at the Siskiwit mines. Miners arrived in 3 different waves. From 1843 to 1855, little was obtained despite the extensive search. The Siskiwit mine on Stoll Trail and the Siskiwit mine at Daisy, which is this one here. So there are also several shipwrecks along this entire area. So two of the shipwrecks along here, the SS Monarch, it sank in 1906 after it struck a rock off of Isle Royale near Passage Island, which is right over there. And then the SS Algoma was one of the first steel-hulled vessels on the Great Lakes, and during an intense storm, it ran aground headed towards Rock Harbor on Isle Royale on November 7th, 1885. 46 people died and 14 lived. So Zachary's not gonna explore his, but we gotta get going because I'm getting bit up by mosquitoes. Well, we've made it through Daisy, on our way to Moskey right now. So, not too promising seeing all the shelters there full. So, I guess we'll see when we get there, huh, Zachary?
Aye.
All right, here we go. Well, You know it's bad when I bring up my bug net because it's the first time I've done this. But Zachary, guess what?
What?
We're at Moskey.
It's about time.
Right?
We're not doing too well.
Yeah, we're failing, so let's go see if we can find some place to set up camp. We made it to Moskey, and how happy are you, Zachary?
Not that, but happy that we got a shelter.
First night, got a shelter, 11 miles in.
Whew.
All right, we're going to try not to crash and get stuff set up, so. Well, we eaten some dinner. We got everything unpacked, settled up. It's getting a little chilly. We are actually in lucky number 7 for shelter, so that's, I think that's lucky. Don't you think, Zachary?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's still bright. It's literally almost 10 o'clock here, so that's pretty insane. Don't know if I'm going to get any nighttime photography. I'm going to try to stay up for a little bit, but I don't know. We'll see. So, going to enjoy my dinner, and yeah, we'll see where it takes us. I'll probably just see y'all in the morning. Well, good morning. It was a absolutely gorgeous sunrise. And Zachary over there missed it because he chose sleep.
Yeah, good choice.
So we are slowly working on getting stuff packed up. That's half an hour. We should be out of here. We are headed to McCargo. It is about 8 miles, and we're going to take it slow. What do you say?
Yes, definitely.
Slow and steady? Yeah, not as fast as yesterday.
The our legs are doing a good one out there.
Well, yesterday we were mostly trying to beat the sunset. Yeah. All right, I'm going to finish eating, drink my coffee, and yeah, catch you on the road. Well, we we are almost packed up. Zachary is changing over there, so we're not going to look at him for a second. And that's kind of why I got my hood on, too. Plus the sun's in my eyes. So, yeah, hopefully in the next few minutes. It's a little after 7, so Zachary for his first morning after, not bad. Got to go about 15, 20 minutes faster, but we're getting there, Zachary. So, alrighty. We'll definitely catch you on the trail now. Well, we are just about ready, so I figured give you some facts. So, the moose wolf population as of January 2025, so this winter they didn't actually get here, so we only have 2024 numbers, roughly 840 moose and 30 wolves. So, wolves have gotten a lot more used to human activity. They could care less about us, and they like our food. So, today, let's see. As we make our way to McCargo, there's actually a fair amount of fishing that happened. It reached its peak in 1880s with almost 30 camps along shorelines with year-round settlement at Chippewa Harbor, which we're going to go by today. And it started to decline in the 1890s due to the park's creation in the 1940s, which this year is actually the 85th year since Isle Royale has been a national park. So that's kind of cool. Park officials uprooted, burned fishermen camps who did not own hindering industry. Commercial fishing actually ended in 2009, so there's still several fisher camps that are around here. Old ones, but they're slowly deteriorating. So, along this area of the island, there are several shipwrecks. So the SS Chester A. Cogdon, it's mostly a marine disaster on the lakes. Most costly, sorry. Only 1/5 of the wheat on board was removed before it sank, so roughly 50 to 60,000 bushels. That's a lot of wheat. On November 6, 1918, it struck the reef off of Canoe Rocks, which is actually going to be over by McCargo, where we're going to be, due to fog. Lots of fog this morning. So they did not hear the passenger island fog signal, and though thought it to be a refloat, if they thought the boat, once it struck the thing, to be a refloat if they lightened it, weather determined otherwise, and she broke in two. Luckily, no lives were lost, and there's a buoy attached to the bow so that you can see it with scuba divers. So if you scuba dive, there you go. Check out that one. Another one is over by McCargo as well. It's the SS Campbell's. It's Campbell's Point is right along the Minong Trail that you can see. In December 1927, possibly the December 6th, they're not 100% sure. It sank possibly due to weather and mechanical failure. 22 people died. It was discovered in 1977, and you're not allowed to visit because of how deep it is. It sank near Campbell's Point near McCargo, where we're headed. So Zachary, are you ready to go?
Don't know. We'll find out.
We're working on it. So, all right, we'll catch you down on the trail now. I don't know, I've said that 3 times already. Well, I don't think we made it a mile and a half before the bug nets came out. Bug nets and spray, so it's not bad now that we're on the, oh, hold on. Well, yeah, so now that we're on the cliffs and that, not bad. I'd say we're almost to the Chipway Harbor runoff, so we're getting there. Let's go. Let's see. Lake Ritchie 3.4, we just did that. Hatchet Junction, doing that tomorrow. And 2.29 to McCargo. Well, we just got done with a small little break at Chicken Bone. So, took the packs off for a few minutes, sat down, rested the feet. We got about maybe 2-ish miles to McCargo, so we're gonna see if we can rock this out. Little concerned though, because we passed 2 hikers. The first 2 hikers since we saw people at Ritchie, which was like a couple hours ago. Yeah, so the very bad boardwalk the last couple years, yeah, it's still bad. So crossing our fingers those fits? No, it didn't work. So, alrighty, let's get going. Okay, now that I got my sheet of paper, so a lot of the mines were around 1800s. The mines here were 1873 to early 1880s. The McCargo Cove Mining Company, at its peak in the 1870s, consisted of 154 workers and families, a dock, a warehouse, an office building, stores, schoolhouse, various houses, stamping mill, dam, and railroad, all coming from the mine that we're going to go check out. And the Isle Royale County was established in 1875 from these workers during the mine. So, like, you see the shelters that they have here and everything, Zachary?
What shelters?
So, you know all the shelters that we're in right now?
Yeah.
Imagine all of this being for mining.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, like, there's absolutely no ruins from the shelters whatsoever.
So even when you're mentioning the schools, it's crazy to actually have a school established for a mining group on an island.
Oh, yeah. So, all right. He's going to finish a little bit of water, and then we're going to get going. Well, we are headed to the Minong mine now. Chatted with a guy whose shelter is just before we get on the trail. So there's a mama and a baby moose as well as a bull moose hanging around out here. So, crossing our fingers, Zachary, right? All right, there we go. So Zachary, what do you think? Yeah? Going out the other way. Well, Zachary, how was the mine?
It was great.
Yeah?
Definitely recommend.
Oh, yeah. So we're just sitting out here relaxing. Been looking at a moon. I may have gotten some good photos of it. I do not know. Those things swim fast even when they're on top of the water. Swim fast under the water, so I kept had to look for it. So yeah, we'll hang out here. I don't know. We got nothing else to do the rest of the night, right?
Nap.
Yeah.
Sleep and nap.
Yeah, sleep and nap. So, all right. Well, I'll catch you whenever we do something else. Oh, Zachary, what did we just see?
A moose.
Yeah.
On the other side of the river.
A little far, Cove, actually.
Cove.
A little far away, but I mean, hopefully I got some good photos. Hopefully he might come a little closer. I don't know. We'll see. So, yeah. Day 2, first moose.
Well, good morning, everyone. We're cold. Wouldn't you do, Zachary?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thankfully not as bad as yesterday.
Oh, gosh, no. But it was definitely damp because that definitely did not help. So, yeah, we're doing about maybe 10 miles. Headed to Hatchet Lake. I'll show you the map in a second. So, what we did or what we're going to do. So, but yeah, it's about 6:30 now. We're slowly getting packed up. Zachary is eating. I don't know how long it's going to take him to pack up now.
Yeah, sure be.
He says that now.
We've done this a day already. We're getting this done.
Alrighty, I'll catch you guys later.
Alrighty, now that I got the map out, let me show you what I got. So this is the map of Isle Royale. Let's see, Friday, we came in right here. This is Rock Harbor. We went all the way through here, Susie's Cave, went through 3 Mile, all the way along here to Daisy, up over towards Moskey. We stayed there 2 nights ago. And then yesterday we went through here towards Ritchie, up past these lakes here, that's the greenstone there, and down towards McCargo. Today, we're gonna, well, yesterday we also went over to here, which is the Minong mine. That was a little bit of fun. That's only about a mile. But then today, we're gonna go this, we're gonna backtrack here to the greenstone. Then, we're gonna go all the way along here to Hatchet Lake. That's where we're staying tonight. So give me a second, I'll show you what tomorrow's gonna be. Alright, so tomorrow, right over here area is where Hatchet is. We're gonna go all the way along here, past Lake DeSoar towards Ishpeming Point. And we're gonna take this all the way down. Nope, that's Mole. Sorry. Past here, this is Lake DeSoar right here. And then this is the island mine. Hopefully we'll be not tired enough to see that.
but then all the way down here towards Siskiwit. So that's exactly what the last 2 days, today and tomorrow, are going to be. Hopefully, when we get to Siskiwit, I'll be able to show you the rest. But where we're going tonight, there are no shelters, and I don't want to risk getting the map dirty. So, all right, we are slowly getting packed. Zachary's finishing doing the water, but yeah, hopefully we'll see you on the show soon. Well, since we're just ready to go, thought I'd read down some facts between McCargo going to Hatchet. The greenstone climbs 3 times more than 1,300 feet. Mount Desor, which we're going to get to tomorrow, I believe, is the highest point at 1,394. In 2000 BC, Indians were regularly mining copper, peaking between 800 and 1,600 BC. Indian settlements were rare in the island, so they probably just canoed to and from it. In 1837, the American Fur Company built fishing camps. Within 2 years, Within 2 years, 7 camps and 33 fishermen were here. They ceased operations in 1841 due to the Depression of 1837 to 1841. And in 1844, Tupelo Indians signed a treaty, basically giving us the island. There are fires, so there was a 1948 fire from lightning strikes southeast of Lake Desor. So, let's see. There's lighthouses over somewhere along the way where we're going. On Passage Island, it was completed in 1882, originally used as a fourth-order oil-burning wick lamp, and appeared as a red light before being modified to the flashing white that we're used to today. Most important, due to the narrow passage between Isle Royale Blake Point and Passage Island, which is approximately 3.25 miles wide. That's a little thing for a boat to go through. December 20th, 1978, it was completely automated, so now it just runs on whatever automated electric stuff. Originally, it was equipped with a fog bell that was replaced in 1884 by a 10-inch steam-powered fog whistle. So, there are a couple shipwrecks along that's either side of the island as we go there. The SS Cumberland, sank in July 1877 because it struck a reef coming out of Thunder Bay, which is just north of us to Canada now. Efforts to pull it off the reef were unsuccessful. Wreck was abandoned August 12th, 1877, and it broke apart shortly after. That one I don't believe you can visit. The SS Emperor, I believe, stuck on the other side of the island, the way that we came in. Sank in June 4th, 1947, when it struck canoe rocks and sank in 30 minutes. 3 officers and 9 crew were lost, but 21 survived. There was good weather, wind was light, and visibility was excellent. So not really sure how it struck the rocks. There's a buoy attached to the bow, and you can actually see it via scuba diving. So now that Zachary is finally ready, we're gonna get going.
There you go, Zachary. 7.2 miles to Hatchet. How do you feel so far?
Good, all things considered.
Yeah? Ready to go where we've never been before?
Yeah.
All right.
Adventure.
Let's go.
I keep forgetting, like, I think this is our first shortcut. We had that yesterday.
So Zachary, our eyes just seeing enough? Are we seeing a mirage, or is that the actual post up there for the junction?
Post. I cannot say with the view post.
It's finally the junction post.
The post. We get up there, it's a pine that was severed.
Alright.
Well, after lots of finally ups and downs, we have made it. And how far do we have to go, Zachary?
Points with noise.
Half a mile down into camp. Finally, here we go.
It is.
And your main point is 3.8 tomorrow.
Oh, did I hear just turn on?
It's gonna be muted, don't worry.
Well, we found camp. We are at campsite number 1. Took a little bit to watch Zachary over here get my tent going. It was kind of funny. Not his fault. He hasn't set up my tent before. But yeah, I'll show you what it looks like in a second. But yeah, we're just about kind of set up. Got the food we're gonna eat out now. The rest of it has to go in a bear box or hang it. And then gonna go get some water. So just waiting on him to.
Frogs.
Wait, you hear what I mean? Maybe you're just recording a porno, Zachary.
Hate to
Porno
do
in the
that.
water?
Show it to a bug expert before I show it to others. Oh, he almost broke free. pussy. Still want one of the fish to eat them. Still want one to.
Well, good morning, everyone. So we got up early because we were in a tent and everything last night because there's no shelter over here. Got up early, packed things up, grabbed our food, and we're about maybe a third of the way down the trail. Just before we head up the hill, we figure we eat here, get water, filter. Mosquitoes are crazy again. Before we head going, so we got about 17 miles today. So I'm just finishing eating up my food. Zachary's getting some water, and hopefully he'll eat quickly. So, alrighty, I'll see you on the trail. Well, we planned to sit at Ishpeming Tower for a little bit, but those skeeters are horrid, and the wind is not reaching here because this specific tower is actually in the trees and that, so maybe at some point it used to be able to be useful, but not anymore. So, how you doing back there, Zachary?
Hanging in there.
Yep. Alright, we got about 3.5 miles till we hit the Lake DeSoar intersection. So, here we go. We have been hiking, what feels like, for 10 years. I'm beginning to believe this intersection does not exist. Zachary was somewhere lost to the wind behind me. But really, he's having pain in his knee, so he's slowed down a little bit. But truly, I don't even know this intersection exists anymore. I've been going on it for so long. Yeah. Here we go.
good up here.
Well, we made it to Siskiwit. Sadly, the lady in front of us took the last shelter because there is a group here that's repairing stuff. They said they replaced several of the toilets here. So, it's a shame because Veronica said there's bad weather coming, so that is just great. So, yeah, we got about 2 hours according to what she said on radar. And yeah, we're gonna eat, taxa, and probably go to sleep. So I don't know when it's gonna be done, but yeah. Well, we are currently in our shelter, well, tent. Like I said, we missed out because there's a group here repairing stuff. Oh, we would have been fine. A little concerned over all the weather. My sister said keeping us updated. So it was sprinkling a little bit, but yeah, let me show you what our tent looks like. Here we go. Zachary. So that's what the inside of the tent. It's a little snug, but I mean, it works. It's a backpacking tent. So tonight we're going to be here. Rain may end around 8 a.m. I do not know. I'm probably going to be up against it, so we'll figure it out. So tomorrow we're headed to Feldtmann Lake. And, yeah, this should be a fairly easy trek. And I did forget to do my tidbit facts, so I'll have to grab those later or do them tomorrow. I guess we'll find out. Well, good morning. It was a very wet one. Rough getting up those Zachary, wasn't it? This is the guy who wanted a net 2 hours sleep after I gave him an hour.
The what? It's rainy. You let the rain go by.
Oh yeah, rain is just about by though. Very pretty out here right now, very foggy and cloudy. But I do see blue sky beyond it, so that's a positive sign. Yeah. Alright, we're just eating, getting our food ready, and then we're gonna head up to Feldtmann, about 9-ish miles, so hopefully I'll get the tidbit facts before we leave. Hello. Now that waiting for Zachary to get finished up, I'll go through my facts. These are the ones I was going to do yesterday, and then there's a few from today. So from our way from Hatchet to Siskiwit, there's a lot of logging on the island near Siskiwit, actually. Between 1935 and 1930, it's part of the trailers from these old roads to Feldtmann, so that's actually where we're going right now. You can kind of see the others from the ridge. There were CC camps that built the roads after the fire near Siskiwit. We're talking about the fire in a second. The camp is the large open areas. I think that's that large open area that we went through just before we got here. So again, miners arrived in 3 waves, though we did go by mine, but because the long day, we chose not to go over there. There's a Siskiwit's Island mine. There are 80 plus men that built a 2-mile road from the bay here. There were 3 shafts, a sawmill, dock, and the workers' quarters. There's also a lighthouse, the Isle Royale Lighthouse, which is not too far from here. I think that's the one that we went by the first day. It's on Menagerie Island on the south shore at the entry to Siskiwit Bay. It's completed in 1875 and automated in 1913. Created due to the copper boom in 1873, and it has a keeper's dwelling outside the tower. So there's actually a shipwreck near here too, SS Glenons. It's actually in Menagerie Islands area. November 1st, 1924, ran aground on the submerged reef off of Menagerie Island near Siskiwit. 16 survived and 27 died. And this is another one that you can see via scuba diving because there's a buoy attached to it. So, back to the fires I was going to talk about. So, there were 2 different fires in this area. They actually began reporting fires since 1847. That's when they started keeping records of all this stuff. So from 1847 to 1899, there were an estimated 31 fires. They were more frequent in the northeast end of the island. On July 25th, 1936, near Feldtmann Lake, where we're going to be camping tonight, there's an old fire tower that remains near Feldtmann Tower. It has the most profound effect on vegetation and animal life than any other historical fire. So there's a reason that fire tower is there, and we're going to go see what kind of fire damage it is, because if it's that bad for it to still be there, it's got to be pretty bad. So now I can get on the trail now. Well, made it to Feldtmann Tower. As you can tell, I'm up here. It's a little breezy. Wait for the gust. Gonna let stuff dry a little bit before we head down. I don't know. We'll see how long we'll be up here. Right now, really annoying right now because I'm walking on this created stuff without boots on because my boots are so wet. But no water came out, surprisingly. So, alrighty, well, catch you once we get going, or I don't know, when Zachary gets up here.
Today's not the race.
Mm-hmm. Let's turn that off.
Here, looks like it's better even charging. Try. You're guiding me.
Little lower, little lower, little lower. There you go. You're good, you're good. You good?
No limbo. No more limbo.
I think that's the first time I've ever done that backpacking too.
Oh, I lost my one. Feels like we could use a plank in here.
Mm-hmm.
Just because.
So, Zachary, how do you feel after seeing a moose that close on trail?
Yeah, I'm good now. I'm good. Opportunity of a lifetime.
Oh, yeah. You came out of nowhere.
We're just traveling up the trail, and it's like, oh, hello there.
Yeah, we had to back up, what, 5 feet?
Ew, I
Yeah.
want to say closer to 7
If we
or
would have been
10.
any farther in this section, we would have had no cover.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of felt real exposed just right there. Oh, there's the moose. Hello.
Yeah, so, alrighty. Well, he's gonna be around here. Gotta be careful tomorrow.
Well, since we are just about ready to go, let's go over some names. Some of the facts. Windigo name was changed last year to Azakanagan. I'll put that on screen. Basically meaning Washington Harbor in the Ojibwe language. Tourism actually started in 1870 via the excursion boats Siskiwit and Rock Harbor. So basically where we were yesterday and the first day. Washington Club on the mainland and Singer Resort, which had a bowling alley and dance hall. We're also on Washington Island. I think that's one of the islands just within the harbor. Another resort on Bell Island with fine dining, shuffleboard courts, and pitch and putt golf courses. And then Albert Stoll, who's also got the Stoll Trail named after him over by Rock Harbor, promoted the island for national park status in the 1920s. Congress passed a bill in 1931. And in 1940, the feds acquired all the islands, and it's been 85 years as of this year, so that's pretty cool. And as previously stated several times, the third wave of mines was from 1889 to 1890s. The town of Gillybank, built at the present-day Windigo. It consisted of 135 men and families, built a two-story company building, storehouse, and sheds, with a second settlement 2 miles inland. 2 babies were born in the winters of 1890 and 91, and miles of roads built as far as Lake to Shore, and yet no copper restaurants. So that's why some of the places closer to the shore are a little wider. Closest shipwreck to here, well, one of them, is the SS George M. Cott's first shore voyage as a new appointed George M. Cott's, but also its last. Left Chicago May 25th, 1933 for its new route. And then on May 17th, it left same year that it left Marquette for Houghton with George Cox and 124 others aboard. There was also an 8-piece orchestra for the mail voyage. I left for our Rove after a 10-hour docking. Ran hard aground off the west end of our row around 6 p.m. where those aboard ate there. There was an extreme port list. All passenger and crew were moved safely to Rock of Ages. That has you the lighthouse we saw yesterday. House where they took turns warming in a small area because it's a very small shelter. The wreckage is still visible by buoy and it's attached to the buoy, and you can see it by scuba. So now that we got those facts done, let's get on with it.
Well, we made it to Windigo pretty early, around 11 a.m. Unfortunately, word of mouth, talking to other people, the ranger came yesterday, so all the truckers are gone. So we're stuck with one of the campsites just before you go in. So not too far from the bear vault, not too far from the Delta 12 where there's a little phone stills, but that's another story. So yeah, we're probably going to spend most of our time down in Windigo. So that was just finishing with the flower bear. Been a rough day.
It's probably going after the salt.
What?
Tickles.
So you have a butterfly feeding on your sock.
Yeah. Oh, that is so cool.
Have a seat. Have a seat. Right. It's the White House.
It's been so long since I watched Indiana Jones.
Good morning, everyone. It was a decent night. I mean, it was pretty warm down here. Apparently, we missed a moose by, I don't know, half an hour, you think, Zach?
What?
I think we missed a moose by about an hour. I don't know. They said a guy opened his tent and a moose just grunted and everything, was walking by within a few feet of his tent. So we are going to make our way down to Windigo now that we're done. Boat boards at 8:15, so we're headed out.
So Zachary, now that we're about on our way home, any thoughts for our trip?
I think it's definitely one of those things you gotta do. You gotta go across the islands. It's a good thing.
Pros, cons?
Pros, cons. Pros is definitely being able to travel over the whole place. That's great. Exploring the island. Plus, the shoreline, the rock beach ads. And then downs would be obviously when you're going out that far, the amount of food you take, everything like that. And we only had one bad day, so that was a good. That was a plus.
That was phenomenal. Yeah. Even with just the fact that we had the rain and the long day. I bet that the rainy day was the only bad day we had.
Right, it's rain. It's set up the bad day.
Yeah. Yep. So, any other thoughts?
Not that I can think of right now.
Alrighty. We're on the boat. We're gonna get going. I'll probably show you some of the ride back.
As we make our way out of Washington Harbor, there are 2 shipwrecks and a lighthouse that we pass. The first shipwreck is the SS America, which was built as an excursion vessel between Michigan and Chicago ports, before bought in 1902 to serve the Duluth, Isle Royale, and Thunder Bay. On June 7, 1928, after dropping off passengers at Washington Harbor, the new first mate John Witt took over, heading out of the harbor and clipped a reef. All passengers, 31 crew and 16 passengers, save one pet dog, were able to get off before it sank. A portion of the bow remained above water before fully submerging in the summer of 1929. The cargo it contained continued to resurface, and the island residents stated, "We ate fruit all summer." The wreck can currently be seen just below the surface of Washington Harbor's waters, and there's a buoy attached for scuba divers. The other shipwreck is the SS Henry Chisholm on October 20th, 1898. It struck Rock of Ages Reef trying to enter the Washington Harbor. All survived. It has not been salvaged. There's a buoy attached to the engine at 125 feet, and scuba divers can explore it. The farther we make our way out, Rock of Ages Lighthouse is just outside of Washington Harbor. It began operating in 1908. It's built on a 50 by 200 foot rocky outcrop, and 4-member crew served until 1977. There is also a most recent ship, not wreckage, but it hit the reef. It's called the Michipicaten, is a self-unloading lake freighter on June 8, 2024. It suffered a 13-foot-long breach to its hull while carrying iron ore pellets from Two Harbors, Michigan to Sault Ste. Marie. Just southwest of Isle Royale, the ship limped toward Thunder Bay. It was a horrifying journey, and the Isle Royale National Park Rangers assisted. Well, I have finally made it back. It was a bit of a long drive. I was really exhausted, but that shower afterwards, oh, phenomenal. Uh-oh, I got doggies that want to come. Hi. Got one right next to me. Oh, lady, really?
They were absolutely ecstatic when I got home. I mean, if you could know when I say dogs smile, yeah, they were smiling. So yeah, the trip, it was phenomenal. Yeah, things didn't 100% go to plan, but I mean, you're backpacking. I mean, you can only plan for what you can plan. So the boat out there, that was kind of cool, actually being able to go right by Rock Harbor Lighthouse. Got some photos. I've been slowly going through my photos. So yeah, not always clear. So I have noticed either there was an issue with the long lens I was using, or I just wasn't on my game for photography. I do not know. But several of the photos that I took, they're at a distance. I won't be able to print them off, unfortunately, because you zoom in, they're a little blurry. So yeah, I gotta figure that one out. Like I said, I don't know if it's a lens issue or a me issue, because it also could have been a case of that I just wasn't on my game, which some of the photos for landscape, they were a little off, but mostly were spot on. So I'm thinking it's a lens issue. I don't know. Guess we'll find out. So, but yeah, trip was phenomenal. It was great having only one day where we legit had bad weather. Funny enough, it happened to be on the very long day, which we ended up doing 18 miles that day. I don't think I want to do that far again for a while, especially coming off of a broken ankle. Speaking of which, my ankle held up very well. I'm very surprised for how well it held up. So the last day I did wear the brace a little bit more with my camp shoes. So, but I mean, after over 70 miles I clocked it. I'll get the tally up at the end of this. But yeah, easily over 70 miles we did in 6 days. Because the last day we didn't really do much but go on the boat. So, but yeah, it was also nice. This was the actual first trip that I legit had a long lens with me, and I was doing wildlife photography. So wildlife photography for me it's fairly new to me. So I've dabbled with a little bit. I do have a Sigma 150 to 600 lens that I practice on a lot. I'm pretty good with that, which is also why I think it's a lens issue. Because the lighter one that I carry for backpacking is a 75 to 300. And I don't know. Like I said, I think it's a lens issue, but whatever. It was pretty great to actually start getting wildlife photography. I got a picture of some swans, a loon, some moose. Hi, lady. Can I help you? So, I mean, just the fact that I was able to get those photos is pretty cool. Stop licking. Gosh, she's such a brat. But yeah, so like I said, the wildlife, it's new to me. We're working on it. We got some skills to improve. I got some more research to do and figure stuff out. I might be looking into a new lens. I don't know, but unfortunately a new laptop comes first because mine's a little old and the memory is just about shot on it. Well, battery's getting there too. But yeah, so nice actually being able to see it. I go to Isle Royale every year so much, and it seems to be a yearly thing, and absolutely love it. So, but yeah, I mean, it was great actually getting across the island. Sorry, dog wants to come up here again. And pretty cool actually being able to see the other side of the island. I do think my next trip is going to be on the Windigo side. Not just because I haven't been over there yet more than this one time, but we did see more moose over there. So me and Zachary ended up seeing 2 moose within like a couple days of just being on that side. So that was pretty cool. So, but yeah, I mean, Zachary did really great. I mean, he had an injury he was coping with. So things don't go to plan, but we worked as we could. But yeah, I mean, lots of pros, lots of cons. The funny thing is, I didn't get many photos as I wanted, because night photography wasn't the best. So I'm still kicking myself right now because that very first night, the aurora was out and the guy next to us, yeah, I fell asleep. I set an alarm the rest of the night to get up for photography. Didn't get many photos. The other night that I actually went to, we were on Feldtmann Lake. I didn't want to be out there very long because we knew that bull moose was around there. So I only got like 5 shots. But yeah, so I think like I said, not as many photos I want, mostly because I didn't get the night photography. But yeah, I guess I just gotta go back to get more. So yeah, let's see, what else is there? that's really about it. Windigo was great. It truly was. And like I said, definitely going to be back. So I guess until next time, Isle Royale, I'm not done with you yet.